What's going on, guys and gals? Chris the Bonafide Hustler comes to you live from the inside of my office, and today I'm going to show you my thrift store haul and garage sale haul from the previous Saturday. So hopefully you can hear me. I'm running this audio through the camera. Doesn't have the best mic in the whole entire world, but that's okay. Let me know if you can hear me. Anyways, I'm the Bonafide Hustler on a part-time basis. I'm flipping things that I find from thrift stores, garage sales, yard sales, flea markets, pawn shops, swap meets, and big box stores. I put it on places like eBay, Amazon, Craigslist, in my antique booth, and I do it part-time. Yeah. So anyways, I'm also one of the co-owners of the greenroomuniversity.com. Go check it out. It's the second link down below. And let's get right to it. So I think the audio is good. Sounds good. It says Adam A517, probably my #1 subscriber, it seems like. And we'll get right to it. So I went to garage sales on Saturday. It was freezing. I did film it for a ride along, which I'll try to edit and get up on my channel on Tuesday. But you're starting to see these haul videos a little bit earlier. Typically, when I do a haul video, I show it on a Monday or a Tuesday. But I'm really trying to do a couple things this year correct. One of those things is to move the inventory faster. So garage sales were literally yesterday. Like it's Sunday right now. Yesterday was Saturday. I did garage sales, thrift stores yesterday. I have this cool stuff I want to show you. But I'm literally like the very next day, I already have all the pictures taken that I need. And I'm about to put all the tags on the stuff that goes to the antique booth. And I'm going to box up all the stuff that belongs on eBay. So I'm really trying to get fast at this stuff to where Monday is a whole new day, a whole new, start of a week, and I can go, find more inventory and not be stressed out about it, because I think it's very easy to find good profitable items if you have a lot of good knowledge in your head. But the whole, like, where does the inventory go? Do you pre-box it or not? All that kind of stuff is the complicated part, right? The listing and, so I'm trying to get impeccably good at that, because I'm good at it already, but I want to get really good at it to where on Monday is the start of a fresh week. I have no, listings to put up, no death piles to get to. And that's essentially what I am trying to get to. Okay, and also, one of the things I'm working on in 2018, I'll do a better job of covering this through the videos. I want my eBay store, instead of having, like, I think it has 145 items right now, I want it to be at 200 super high quality items that have returns of about 50 in pure cash or above. So that's like one of my goals. I call it Road to 200. And that's one of my big things this year is, like, I want to make sure that my eBay store has really no more than 200 items in it. And each item, with $50 or more paying me, like, once it flips. It's harder than you think to do that. And the reason why I want to do that is because having the biggest and baddest, eBay store, to me, doesn't excite me very much. If I'd had to have the biggest and baddest store, I would have to get workers, and it's just not one of those things that I am truly interested in. I want eBay to be a means to an end, and it's just a small piece of my, income puzzle. But I really like it a lot because, I live in Austin, Texas. I have a house, I have a garage, and about 1/2 of a wall is dedicated to eBay inventory. So if I can really optimize that wall to having 200 boxes on it, and I really want to attain a 20 or 30% sell-through rate. And if I do that correctly, I should be able to get $2 to $3 grand in pure profit a month from my eBay store. So that's really what I'm working on. I think it's a lot of fun. That doesn't have anything to do with FBA, my Craigslist sales, what's going on in the antique booth, the green room. Like, it has nothing to do with any of these other income streams, but it has everything to do with optimizing a small income stream, which is a lot of fun, right? So I bought all this stuff from thrift stores, from garage sales, and let's get to the very first find, not in any particular order. Like I said, when we started the day out, it was about 32 degrees. It was cold. I still filmed the whole thing, and you're kind of getting to see what I found in a condition in Austin, Texas, which was basically like no one wanted to have garage sales. It's 32 degrees. It's freaking cold, and nobody wants to be out there. There's hardly any competition. So when I did go to garage sales, and I landed at the 2 or 3 that I actually found, there was like no competition there. So, all right. So one of the garage sales, I paid $5, and I think this might have been, this doesn't line up with my eBay strategy whatsoever. And now looking back at it in retrospect, I probably should have pulled the trigger on this, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. So the very first thing are these 6 Game Boy games right here. Okay. I was at a garage sale, and this is a really good practice that you want to get accustomed to doing. But when you're at a garage sale and it's one of those days, it's kind of bleak, you probably don't want to do this all the time, but I find myself doing this a lot. And I want to give credit to the Orange Elephant 523, because he was the one that really showed me, like, I was doing it, but like he showed me to do it like nearly every single garage sale. Like, this guy asks these questions at every single garage sale. Even if he doesn't see the items there, the question is, he goes, do you have any video games in the back or, that you might be willing to get rid of or something like that? And typically a lot of the times people will be like, yeah, no, or what kind of video game system you're looking for. Now, the answer to the last one, if you're a video game reseller, I always like to say, I play everything but Atari, okay? Because no one's gonna walk out with Atari stuff, but people are gonna walk out with N64 stuff, Game Boy games, you know, Nintendo things, I mean, all kinds of stuff, Sega Genesis, a lot of Xbox 360 stuff, and the common stuff like Xbox One things. But every now and then you hit like crazy home runs, you'll get some N64 stuff or GameCube things. And I think it's a really good practice. So I do want to give credit where credit is due because I really saw him doing it all the time. Anyway, so I did the question at this one garage sale. And I was like, do you have any video games? There were just no video games there. I decided before I left, like, why not ask the question, right? So I asked the question and the lady goes, oh, I have some Game Boy stuff in the back, but my Game Boy is broken. I was like, well, the games are cool. Can I take a look at them? She's like, yeah, sure. So I looked at all these games and there was like baseball and all these other games that I didn't care about, but I bought these 6. One is this one. Donkey Kong Land. Okay, this is $5. I paid for all this. Super RC Pro-Am right here. Super Mario Land is sitting right there. All right, so I got Super Mario Land. Super Mario Land 2, the 6 golden coins. Got that one right there. It's part of $5. Bart Simpson's Escape from Camp Deadly. Got that one. And I got T2, Terminator 2 for Game Boy. Okay. So you might be thinking like, hey, that actually is pretty good. Like, what a score? Well, truth is, not really. Like, if you look on FBI and all these games, some of the lowest ones are yielding like $2, and some of the highest ones are yielding like 11. So it's not a home run whatsoever. For $5, I'm going to do a first-class rate. Probably try to lot all this stuff up on eBay and try to get about 25 to 30 bucks on it. So to me, with my eBay store and the whole road to 200 thing, it doesn't line up with my strategy whatsoever. I should not have pulled the trigger on these games, but that's okay. I'm still going to show you because I'm like any other reseller. Like, I do make mistakes. They don't happen very often though. But when I make a mistake, like, I don't like to shy away from it. I'll show you what my mistake was. I'm not it's not a big deal to me. But where there are mistakes, I mean, you cannot triumph in this life without making mistakes. Like, you have to make mistakes. If there's no resistance, then typically there's just never any shortcuts to anything really amazing. So and you can take that to any kind of thing that you're working on. Love, fitness, like, no one ever has an incredible body without some sort of injury or some sort of setback. Like, you just have to make mistakes. Now, that's one of the goals of my channel, is for me to show you all the mistakes I've made, show you how much better of a reseller I have become in my own reselling career, which is now 12 years long. And, I made a lot of mistakes in the past. And one of the goals of my channel is to really show you guys those mistakes and tell you how to get better so that way you don't have to make them, right? I think Warren Buffett is the person that said, like, mistakes are good, just don't make them. Like, or something like he says, learn from someone else's mistakes. There's some quote that he makes, but essentially, there's nothing wrong with mistakes. Just learn from other people's mistakes or something weird like that. So, all right, no particular order. I had trouble contemplating this one for 2 reasons. The color is a little odd. It was $18, but they are insulated, so that's interesting. Made by a great brand, have all kinds of functionality and features, so I decided to pop on it. I might use it next month when I go to Colorado. A pair of snowboarding pants, okay? Now, typically, you probably want to dismiss most pairs of snowboarding pants that you find. All right, so here they are. Now, there's some brands that are good that you probably want to look at. And I say these brands because, let's say, last week I sold a pair of Ride snowboarding pants for $100. And I think that was like a $12 pair of snowboarding pants. And I kept them in my closet for like 4 months. These right here, I'll probably use them, but they're in mint condition. They're made by a brand called 686, which I think is affiliated with Armada. Anyway, so 686 is good. Burton's good. Ride is good. Rossignol is going to be really good. Descent, Moncler. All these other brands make really good snowboarding pants. So these are definitely snowboarding pants, extremely wide right here in the leg. Typically, when you find ski pants, they're going to be a little bit tighter, but like snowboarding pants are wider on the leg, and they have a really big opening right here. A really good pair of snowboarding pants should have on the cuff a place where it splits apart so it can go around the boot, because the boots are huge. They look like moon boots. A really good pair of snowboarding pants are always going to have ventilation around the crotch area. So there's some vented zips like right here. And really good snowboarding pants are going to have an inner liner that is detachable. And these are called Smarty pants. They have a detachable inside lining. So that's amazing as well. And I really think the last thing is a really good pair of snowboarding pants is going to have not only belt loops, because a lot of snowboarders like to have a really snazzy belt, but they're also going to have these Velcro kind of pull tabs that you can actually cinch the pants down in case you don't have a belt. But that's definitely the sign of some really good snowboarding pants right there. They're heavy too, which is good. Most snowboarding pants are all going to be waterproof or water repellent, extremely highly amounts of water repellency. And I think I can, I'm going to ask about 80 bucks for those. 100 maybe on store on sale, 20%, 80 bucks. So those were good. The color, I don't know if you could see them on the camera, but they were like this really off kind of green, seafoam green looking thing. So anyways, okay, so that was that. This is not, to be fair, I didn't find this thing right here on Saturday, but I found it on Friday, and I'm just going to show it to you guys anyway. I was at a thrift store for $8. I decided to get into these. These are patina dyed Kuhl pants, okay? I am not a clothing reseller, but I am a sports clothing reseller or outdoor goods clothing reseller, but never common clothes like Brooks Brothers stuff, Tommy Bahama. What are these other ones like? What is some of the Robert Graham? Like, I just don't get into those things. It's because there's just too many common things within those brands. But I like to hustle amazing clothing, like amazing Rock Mount Pearl Snap shirts or a good Scully vest, things like that. And a good pair of Kuhl pants will definitely be part of my strategy. So Kuhl, if you never knew, Kuhl is an amazing brand right there. I want to say it's out of Washington, is it? I don't know where it comes from, but either way, Kuhl is they make really good hiking pants or outdoors pants, camping pants, whatever, overlanding pants. They're extremely reinforced in the right places. Like for instance, the pocket right here, you can see this gigantic lip in the pocket region where most jeans would just have a single, like you put your hand in and out. This has a reinforcement around the pocket area, just so when you have enough going in and out with your hand, like it's not going to wear down. Triple stitched, if not double stitched, wherever you look. So that's amazing. And they have special hems right around the knee area, so it can actually pivot better and adjust better when you climb certain things. Like if you ascend a rock or something like that, or some rocky thing, it will not snag on your knees as you do the stuff like that. Anyway, so patina dyed is an interesting color. They make normal colors, but patina dyed has that really interesting, almost like 90s look to it. Almost looks like a pair of acid washed jeans. Now, this is a good model. This is called Ryder, R-Y-D-R. And if you're wondering, like, I don't know what the hell the models are of these jeans, like, do jeans even have models? Well, these do. Most Kuhl jeans, if you look inside, right around where their left pocket will be on the inner side of it, okay? So here's the front of the jeans. We look at the inner part of the left pocket, and it says Ryder right there, okay? Now, you might find one that says, Collusion or some other name, but Ryder is definitely one of the better ones. And a Ryder pair of jeans in good condition will sell between 45 and about 60 bucks. So got those for $8. It's gonna be a first class rate. That was a no-brainer right there. All right, let me say hi to some people that are here. We have Eric who's saying, everyone smash that like button. That's right. I don't ask very much for you guys to hit the like button for really good free, kind of bolo content, but please do it. And I got a lot of people saying hi in here. See people, Jennifer on Cloud9, Pocket Profit, Ochero Wicked, Peter Ray, Tom Sawyer, Callie's World, Richard Jones. So if you're lucky enough to catch this live, that's fun. It's a little bit more of a two-way conversation a lot of times. Okay, went to this garage sale, the same garage sale where I found the video games for $5 because I purchased 5 things for $1 a piece. Anytime you go to a garage sale and you see the clothing rack hanging in the distance somewhere, maybe it's off to the side, but there's a clothing rack. And if most of the clothing looks kind of odd, just like normal run-of-the-mill clothing, that's okay. But shame on you for not actually filtering through for 1 second and seeing if there's anything that might be gold. Because typically on the clothing rack, the jackets might be as much as like $2, and the shirts are really going to be like 25 cents to like $1 typically. So I went to that clothing rack, and from afar, it didn't look like there was that much. But I went up there, and just since I guess the garage sales were bleak for the day, I rifled through the clothing rack real quick. And I still rifle through the clothing rack just as a normal kind of habit, right? Okay, so this is one of the things I found. A Patagonia vintage fishing shirt with snap buttons. I thought that was pretty sick. This is pink. Not a bad one. I mean, I'm going to try to get, this doesn't quite fit in with my strategy, but I had to just try just because I want to get into like really good clothing only. And I wanted to try this one, and I want to see if I can get about 30 bucks for it. I paid $1 for it. It's probably going to ship first class, no more than $3. I'll get about 25 for this one. I think if everything goes right, I sell it between 30 and 35 bucks. I should get $25 pure cash out of this. So that's not bad. I'm going to try it out. And that's the first shirt that I got. The next ones are pretty interesting. My brother walked right past these things, which was kind of like shame on my brother. But then again, I mean, I think he had his mind kind of like set that this garage sale sucked. He's like, there's nothing here. And, when there's not much going on during the day, you kind of have to delve a little bit more in these garage sales. All right, so for another $1, I got this Pearl Snap shirt. It's made by Genuine Robux. It's pretty big, but it's a pearl snap denim shirt. Thought that was awesome. In my booth, this will probably sell for between 17 and 20 bucks, like all day. This is pretty cool. Rayon pearl snap shirt. Nice. Who cares what the maker is? It's just a really cool looking pearl snap shirt. $1. Same thing, about 17 to 20 in my booth, something like that. I got a flannel for myself, but I can put this in my booth because it's still a good time of the year to sell a flannel. Dry Goods by Sagatuck. Yeah, just a normal flannel. I bought it because it said XL, and I like to ride my mountain bikes with flannels on. I just do. Like it's just a neat, I don't know, it's kind of earthy, and it's just fun. Like, I mean, I could get in like the snazziest, tightest gear and look all cool, but I like to do things differently. Like, so anyway, so I got this flannel right here. I even rode with the flannel like 3 hours ago when I was on the trail, and it just felt good. It's a good way to stay warm, and I like them a lot. Okay, so that flannel right there in my booth, if I was to put it in my booth, 15 bucks or so. And then another rayon pearl snap shirt, which is kind of odd because typically when you get pearl snap shirts, they're not going to be rayon. They're going to be cotton. So I thought that was a little odd that I got rayon shirts. It was $1. All those were $1. And between 17 and 20 in my booth, I'll stamp them up right after this. My tags are somewhere over here. Anyway, okay. So then I went to a garage sale, the very first garage sale of the morning. I forgot what he charged me for both of these. I think it was $8. If it's not $8, it was $10. Okay, so here's one of the things I got: a like wooden boat looking thing. Definitely missing what seems to be this window right there, but it does look kind of reminiscent of an old Chris Craft, right? Or a Riva or something like that, but pretty nice. Nevertheless, I think in my booth, someone will definitely want to pick this up between 20 and 40 bucks. Like no problem. It's just a little wood model, nothing crazy, but it's actually wood, so it's not fake wood or anything like that. Okay, so I got that one, and then I got this one, which is, it appears to be a pirate ship. No, it's not a pirate ship, but anyway, so it's a merchant ship, I guess from back in the day. A model of it, not the greatest model, but for $4, I'm gonna pop on it. I'm gonna put it in my booth for somewhere around 50 to 80 bucks, and you'd be surprised what people buy from my booth. I'm wondering where this one sale goes. I would assume maybe it goes, does it go here? I don't know. Man, now that I'll just put it here. All right, so there's another little sale thing right there. And we got a little boat, pretty cool. Too bad it's not RC. If you've ever piloted an RC boat, they're really, really fun, actually. RC sailboats are really, really fun. Okay. What else do I got to show you guys? Okay, so here's one of the interesting kind of finds. I think I have 2 or 3 more finds to show you. This one right here was found at a Goodwill. This one right here was $6. I think I'll be able to sell this thing between 100 and 150 bucks. Pretty cool. Check it out. All right. Always look in the bag section. I'm probably going to build a bag guide pretty soon, honestly, because bags are the bag section is so sleeper. No one even knows like what to look for in the bag section. And I'm always finding incredible things in the bag section. So here's another incredible find from the weekend. $6. It's an Orvis Bat and Kill canvas bag, right? 22 wheeled luggage. Good, you know, it's in used condition, but I think in the worst case scenario, 100 bucks. Best case scenario, like 130, 150, something like that. So I thought that was good. Got people saying hi. Hey, what's up, guys? Good to see you. Okay, that was a pretty killer find. I also, at some random garage sale, I paid $3 or $5 for all of this. So there are 5 of them in here. I don't need to show you all 5, but you kind of get an idea. Having an antique booth, these things are absolutely gold. These are vintage film reels, and these are real film reels, not the Kirkland's ones or what is it? What are those stores that everyone just, there's so much garbage. Is it Kirkland's? What's the garbage store I'm thinking of? Not Home Away or okay, those are kind of like the garbage stores. Home Away, World Market, like they always sell some of these junky China rip-off kind of like things that are meant to kind of look cool, but they're not cool at all because they're not even real, right? So like the real deal, something like this, film reels, and people love hanging these things, you know, doing projects out of them. This is the real thing. So I got 5 of those for I think $3 to $5, something like that. Each one of those in my booth, probably 20 bucks or so, more than likely, just because they're the real thing. If they were the fake thing, I probably would never bring it to my booth, but the real thing, yeah, 20 bucks or so. I'm not going to get all greedy and go crazy. So I want to show you the last find of the day. I hope you're having fun. Please hit the like button for me. Yeah, so let's name some of the crappy stores out there that make crappy things that are, they try hard to look cool. Five and below, or Five Below, something like that. Five Below, I think it's a shoe store. I swear it's Kirkland's. Gosh, Kirkland's, Garden Ridge Pottery. Oh, worst. At Home, Home Away. All these are just like, oh, when you see like their attempts at the vintage looking things, it's so bad. So anyways, yeah, there's just a bunch. There's so many. It's embarrassing. Anyways, okay, there's nothing that annoys me more than something that's like, that's just low quality and they're asking a premium for it. I hate that. I don't know what it is, but it's so, and the funny thing is like the masses love that stuff. Like it just to no end. Like I look at it, I'm like, how do people like this stuff? Like, why would you buy this and put it in your house? Why would you buy things in your house that says like sleep or dream in a bedroom, right? Those like dumb letters, you know, that people hang, like sleep, dream, eat, right, in the kitchen. Like, no kidding. Like that's what people do in these rooms. Like you don't need to remind people, you know, and much less buy some made in Vietnam letters to put right above your bed that says dream. Like it just to no end stresses me out. I don't know why. Anyways, maybe I should just do that. I'll be a millionaire. Like I'll just create those dumb things. All right, so this is, I think, probably the best find of the weekend. Thought it was pretty cool. This is could be arguably a vintage snowmobile helmet, right? It's Team Arctic Cat. This is a Top Cat Plus model, I think. Back in the day, it was like worth $250. Now I'm going to try to sell it for about $100. And it even came with an untested all-weather monitor right there, called a Colette all-weather monitor. So if you ever see a helmet, you're out there garage selling, and you see a helmet with these little things on the side, right? And typically they're gonna be a lot smaller than this, right? Current day ones are tiny, man. They look like little MP3 players on the side of like a helmet, and it goes inside, and it usually has a little boom mic that goes in here and allows you to talk to the rider behind you, like if you're, or a rider that's close to you or something like that. If you're like doing a rally type thing, or you're riding with a friend to some distant place, you know, rather than just be on your bike and not be able to listen to music or communicate with anybody, it allows you to communicate with your friends. And it allows you to listen to music through Bluetooth that you typically have, like your phone sitting on a gas tank, right, in a little holder. So these things are interesting. This one's an all-weather one. So I've never seen truly all-weather ones, but the Colette 900 alone seems to be selling between 40 and 50 bucks, something like that. But this helmet right here is a little bit more on the rare side, so that's cool. And yeah, I think it's about a $100 helmet. I really do. It's really pretty. It's got that retro look to it. It's a snowmobile helmet, so that's a really good find. That was $3 this past weekend. I couldn't believe it. So that's the same place where I got the boats. Now I know I always forget showing you guys some stuff. My main goal to do this show is to like get this stuff out of here so I can like just after the show is over, like these items just go like they go in different places really quickly, and they will not be together ever again except for this one moment. So if that doesn't deserve a like, I don't know what does. And I think that's it. Man, there's always something else. There's always something else, always, but I don't know where it is. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. And let me answer some questions real quick that are coming through. Where are you going to move that? It's from Joe Molina. I don't know if he's asking that about the film reels or the snowboarding. Okay, so the snowmobile helmet, clearly that's eBay. Film reels are going to be my antique booth. The suitcase will be eBay for sure. It's not terribly large. What other questions we got here? Isn't shipping on luggage severe? Not if you use, what is it called? Smart Post with FedEx, which you can actually drop off with a USPS driver, just so you know. What size is the Patagonia shirt? Is it vented? It's large. Is it vented? No. That was one of my first things I looked at. As soon as I, brought out the hanger, I was looking to see if it was vented, but it's still technically a fishing shirt because it's not made out of cotton. And it's not rayon. It's that in-between thing with a little bit of nylon, a little bit of cotton. I know a fishing shirt when I see it. This is definitely not cotton. It's a blend. So other questions here. What I paid for the bag, Chris? I paid $6 for the bag for the Bat and Kill Orvis. What else? What other questions we got here? Okay. Pocket Profit, are you going live tonight? That's not me, but I know who that is. It's Timothy Graff, so he goes live all the time. You can go catch him on his channel. Pocket Profit says, thanks, Chris. Great sporting, good information. Yeah, like I just this is the year where I'm like truly challenging myself to not only build up this eBay store where it needs to be, but one of my goals is just for eBay, for example, to like pay for all my fixed costs. So yeah, like house and like all the payments that bills and stuff, like I want eBay just to pay for that. I want everything else just to be extra money. So that's one of the things that kind of keeps me going and keeps that road to 200 thing fresh in my head, is knowing what my fixed costs are. And I think everybody should do that. Take a chance. I mean, take your second today. Don't take a chance. Don't ever take a chance. But take a second today on a piece of paper, write down, what your fixed costs are, down to every bill, anything that's recurring, the average water bill, average heating bill, average electricity, all that. Put it down and see what you have every single month, and then make yourself a little kind of game using FBA, eBay, whatever you have, and break it down by a day-by-day basis or a week basis. I like day-by-day because it like pushes me to like do constant relists and double list, triple list my stuff. It just, helps me think on that level if I want an everyday certain number, right? Okay, so here's a question from Adam A517. Hey Chris, where would you get large boxes for something like that luggage? This luggage is not that big. Like, it's not that big. I could probably go to Walmart or Home Depot and get a large box, and it would fit in there. I have tons of boxes in this house, some big ones, some small ones. So it was no problem for me to pick this thing up. Now, if it was twice the size, there's like luggage that this seems to be 22, and typically 22. Anytime you see a wheeled 22-inch suitcase or something like that, that's referring to about the top end amount. That's the top number that would be allowed to be dragged onto a plane, not in a plane underneath, but on the top of a plane, onto to where you can put it on those top rafter things. As soon as you sit down in your seat, or before you sit down in your seat, you open that thing and you put your luggage in there. A 22-inch luggage is the only thing that'll fit. That's the top of measurement of a luggage that'll fit in there. If you get a 28-inch or whatever, it will not fit. So 22 is like industry standard, whether you're going with Targus or Samsonite or Orvis or Osprey. The 22-inch model is typically going to sell the best because it's the largest that you can take onto a plane. But even then, you can really overpack a 22, and it might not fit into that top thing. I've done it before with my Osprey 22. It just, if you put too much stuff in it, the 22 luggage, instead of being like a rectangle, starts becoming more like an oval, and it becomes harder to put where you needed to put it. But that's the reason why 22 is like the big number you want to remember. And so if the question becomes like, well, is that where you kind of draw the line? Well, that's typically where I know that anything outside of 22 is going to start becoming a little bit more long tail, right? Unless it's a bag like this Osprey one that's down there, which is a 28. Then if it's a great brand, in a 28 or a 40 or something like that, then I start thinking, yeah, I need a big box, but I need to get into it because the brand is solid and the money is there. Outside of that, I typically don't want to get into the big ones, right? Like the big luggage and stuff like that. I stopped getting into Hartmann's unless I put it in my booth. I stopped getting into the big Samsonites unless I put it in my booth. So if it's a really big piece of luggage, typically it makes it to my booth. But if it's an outdoor big piece of luggage, it'll make it on eBay and it will go in a big box. So it'll have a really strong brand behind it because I don't ever pull the trigger on things that don't have strong brands. I mean, anyways, okay, carry on. That's carry on is the term I was looking for. Yes, carry on. Okay, so any other questions real quick? Joe Molina, what is a good way to clean battery corrosion? Apple cider vinegar, apple vinegar, any kind of really wine vinegar. Take a Q-tip, scrub, let it do its thing, and then you can, if you want to like unlodge some of the battery corrosion, you can use a screwdriver, like, just to get it right. But typically the vinegar with a Q-tip is what you want to use. So red wine vinegar, apple cider vinegar, any of those are going to work. I think even normal vinegar works too. So Jennifer on Cloud9, I'm trying to decide whether or not to join the green room. My hesitance is that I won't have enough time to soak up all the content. Your thoughts? The green room is what you make of it, right? I think there's probably comfortably 10 members here in this chat right now, just by looking at the names. So I'll let those members kind of speak for the room themselves. But anything that you get into life, whether it be a workout plan, you take a pottery class or something like that, what you get out of it is what you put in. If you put in a large amount of work, you're going to get a pretty decent result out of it, right? Same thing with fitness. Like if you're having to go work out, that's no fun. But if you want to go work out, then you're probably going to find yourself in a much more optimal mental state, and you'll probably achieve a lot more goals that you want. anytime that you have to do something, it's usually never gonna work out the way you want it to. So you might look back and be like, well, I have to make money reselling, or I have to do exactly what these guys are doing, and I have to join the green room. It probably won't work for you, right? But if you want to become a better person financially, and you want to see what other people that are resellers are getting their hands into, whether it be private label or wholesale, or various things with Amazon, or even optimizing their current eBay business, then get around those like-minded individuals and start acting. Like, do things and act. That's the most important part, because a lot of people in the green room, we have what, 850 members. I would comfortably say that there's 150 true members that talk all the time, right? And it's to no surprise that they seem to do the best. So they're putting a lot of effort forward, and the other 700 are very quiet. Now, I'm sure some of those 700 are doing very well with their business, and they're just kind of extroverted, and they don't want to, or introverted, and they don't want to talk very much, and that's okay. But I find that there's a positive correlation between the amount of energy that you put towards anything and what you get out of it. So the members will probably speak for themselves. So if you heard what I'm saying, I'm not telling you to join it or not join it. I'm telling you that if you are on the cusp of joining and you want to make yourself a better person with reselling, then it's definitely one of your options, okay? Joe Molina says, I have made so much and I've learned too much. I'm very like-minded people. So many people on so many different levels. He's definitely one of the members in the green room. I think he joined 4 months ago, something like that. So we'll see who else is kind of gets in there right there. Here's a question. Ochera Wicked says, last year you mentioned private label, and I'm wondering, how is that going for you? So I don't know if you can kind of see it, but there are some of my private label items up on that rack right there. Some trucker hats right there. Joe Molina has one that's in the feed. He was the very first person that actually bought one of my actual private label items. But essentially this is my first private label item right here. Super customized trucker hats with my actual brand on it. So the very first one right there, I mean, this is the first product I ever put out, and it has an actual tag inside and everything. Amazing trucker hats. I wear them all the time. They're fun. But that's the first product I made. I have shirts as well and some other things, but I'm expanding the line, definitely going through a lot of trademark stuff right now. And so that's the reason why I haven't talked about it too much, but that's essentially what's going down. So that's, yeah, that's my brand right there. Pocket Profit saying networking alone is worth it in the green room. Cool. So yeah, decide on, if that's what you want to do, Jennifer. I would say if you are excited about joining or something like that, some people choose to just join right away and start soaking it in. Some people hang around for a sale, and we definitely have a couple sales peppered in to our email list. So if you go down below and you get this guide right here, it's the first link down below. It'll put you on an amazing email list. Plus, you'll get this guide. The guide is amazing to get. You have to know this stuff before garage sale season. This stuff is incredible. 100 relatively readily available items that you should know about that can make you good money. Bread and butter items right here. First link down below, and it also puts you on the email list where I know there are a couple of green room sales sprinkled in there as well. So that's for a fact. Yeah, thanks, Eric. Nice hat. I decided to build my own thing. This is the reason why private label I think works for some people and doesn't. I wanted to build something that my energy is into. For me, I love outdoor gear. I love being outdoor. I'm not faking anything. I love working out. I love, riding my bike. I love doing all this cool stuff. And if you look at my Instagram, you would really see what I'm talking about. But that's just one of those things. I've decided I just want to rep my own stuff, So anyways, that's that. Chris Napier says the secret bolo videos that you get with the green room are awesome. Yeah, they're about 30. They're 30 plus on the website right now. They're a bunch. Ochera Wicked, have you ever tried sourcing in San Antonio? I've done the swap meet that's on I-35. I don't know what it's called. Bussies maybe, or something like that. I've done that swap meet or that flea market. Yeah, that's legit. I've made money on that, but it's also an hour and a half away from my house. So you got to factor three hours of transit time at my hourly rate of what I could make. I have to be in a certain state of mind to go to that flea market at that point. I have to really be thinking all right, I absolutely have nothing to do today and no real ways to make money in this town, which never happens. Or I might just get bored of all the stuff that I'm doing. I'm I just want to find some cool stuff for my booth. Then I would go to the flea market. But I've never actually hustled San Antonio itself. Tara Boyd, what does it cost for the green room right now? $50 a month or $200 a year. And it's done that way purposely because some people want to go monthly, and that's great. We really want to push the yearly thing because at the yearly rate, you get around the people a lot more. You get to see who your friends become and how the cliques form. There are definitely some cliques and inside jokes going on. And But a lot of green room members meet with other green room members. That's probably one of the biggest benefits of being in the room, is not only learning a bunch, but then you're seeing who's around you and you can go hustle with them. So that's fun. But yeah, there's so much dealing with it now. I mean, just the $200 yearly thing is certainly 100% worth it. And the Facebook algorithm also takes a while to, if you're doing month by month, like, the reason why some of these people do really well in the green room is because that's like the first thing that they see on the Facebook feed. But the Facebook feed and the algorithm takes a while to like generate. So for me, being an admin in the green room, that's like, my feed is nothing but green room stuff for at least 5 thumb scrolls, right? And that's the way you need to get it on your end if you're a member, is try to get the green room to be the first thing on your, so interact a lot with the green room, and then Facebook will promote the green room to you in your own feed over your friends, and that's how you learn a lot. You won't get lost that way. You'll actually be greeted with green room stuff first thing in the morning, lunchtime, whenever you check your phone. Like, you'll see a lot more green room stuff, and that's that'll definitely boost your business, right? Okay, I guess that's pretty much it. Okay, here we go. Gathering items for my first FBA box. Is there a minimum you can send in at one time? No. I've sold, the least I've ever sold in, sent in, has been like 12. I don't know if there's a minimum, but I have sent in, shoot, I might have even sent in like 5 one time when I had a couple big printers and I had to get them out. But I think the last that I really remember is like 12. Typically when I do a shipment, it's over 30 almost every single time, but there have been times where it's like less. And 12, I think about a couple of years ago, I did one with 12. So anyway, yeah, the post office is closed tomorrow for MLK. That's right. Adam851 says, thanks, Chris. Great info. Pocket Profit says you can actually send in 1 if you want. So cool. Okay. Should you wait? I mean, if you can send in 1, it's up to you. The shipping is heavily subsidized with FBA, so that's one of the biggest perks with it. So you can take something as big as a printer, and if it shows that it goes to one of the closer warehouses to where you're shipping from, that printer might go out for like $5 to $7, right, in shipping, which is crazy for a pretty heavy big printer. I mean, you would spend probably 30 in shipping trying to get that thing out, right, or 20 to 30 on SmartPost. But with FBA, it's heavily subsidized, so that's good. It goes. But then they also take 30%, like when the printer sells, like if it sells for $400, then they would take 120 or something around that, maybe 80 to 120 bucks. So there's there's some positives and some negatives, but I think one of the best parts about it too is the fact that they could lose it, right? And it could get damaged, and that's great, because anytime you get damaged inventory from FBA, like, they award you usually some unreasonable, crazy price for it, which I never had figured out what the equation is, but I mean, they have damaged some things out in my store that I'm like, oh my gosh. I did an inventory reconciliation something the other day, and for one, was it 2? It might have been 2 Energizer like disc batteries, right? Not 20 or 32s, but there were something. Was it LR44s? I don't know what they were, but anyway, there were 2 little batteries, right? They awarded me $20 for these things, $20 for 2 little disc batteries that were damaged or something like that, or lost or something. That's crazy, right? So anyways, that was just something I remember seeing on my reconciliation report or something, and I was like, my original price wasn't even close to that. Like, how am I getting reimbursed $20 for 2 little disc batteries that go into like watches and stuff, or stopwatches? Like, I don't get that. So, I guess that's pretty much it. Okay, so anyways, Bobby Rock says, how many people in the green room and the website too? The website is like right there. That's like our big primary part of the business. Then we have the ever evolving Facebook group, which I think has 850 members in it, and the green room life page, which is another page that we have that has 371 members, and that's all about, we made that page, and there's half of our members in it, about half of our members, and that's for health, fitness, food, healthy eating, all that kind of stuff goes in green room life. It's all the stuff that the resellers want to talk about that's just not resale oriented. And so we built another platform, or another page where people can express their opinions on random stuff, or like show what kind of smoothie you're drinking, or how you get energized in the morning, or the workouts that you're doing, and how you're curving around your New Year's resolutions, and how you're starting gym workouts. Like, that's all in this other room. So we have that. We don't talk much about it, but that room is definitely not as active as the normal green room. It's just it is an active page, just not as active as green room. So anyways, so that's pretty much it. Ochera Wicked, yo, am I from San Diego. No, I'm from Austin, Texas, but my parents do live in San Diego, so I go there a couple times a year. I guess that's pretty much it. Okay, so I've said that like a million times. It really is pretty much it. Thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to hit the like button. I will see you tomorrow on another Bonafide Hustler broadcast. Tomorrow also, I think, at least in Austin, Texas, it's 50% off on savers, so you might want to look into that. That might be worth it to you. But anyways, definitely hit the like button. I'll see you on the next Bonafide Hustler broadcast. Take it easy. Goodbye.